Hello everyone, it's Spirit back in with our Marvel Content Champions video. Today we're going to be going over who you should use your rank 3 gem on. So with Act 8 coming just around the corner, full exploring it gets you a 2-3 gem for a 7-star. So for some people that's going to mean they're going to become Valiant. But for all people, that's just going to mean, okay, I have a big decision to make. And so hopefully this video can help you with that decision, because there are like almost 100 7-star champions in this game now, which is crazy because 7-stars haven't even been out for a year, and already almost half the game, like or almost a third of the roster is a 7-star. So that is crazy. There's a lot of options here, and hopefully this video can help you. But also, one thing to note is that, as you can see, the top of each tier has whoever you want, because this is a game. So rank up the champion who's going to give you the most fun. Aside from that, these champions aren't really in order. I tried my best to get them in alphabetical order, but sometimes I forgot a couple champs. Let's actually take a look at the skill class first. So just going to be running through everyone. Not going to spend time on every single champion. Just going to try to get this by quick, because again, there are almost 100 champions at 7 stars. If I was to go in depth on each of them, we'd be here all day. But with these three, Black Cat and Shang-Chi, solid attackers. Black Cat's really good in Battlegrounds. If you got her out of the Loyalty Crystal, good on you. You got probably one of the best characters, one of the best characters you get out of that crystal. She is just very solid. Such high DPS. Same thing with Shang-Chi. He's got some build up to him, but if you build him up, he's gonna hit like a truck. Bullseye, he's one of the best defenders in the game. Top 3. Ask anyone. He is going to be one of the best defenders in the game. If you rank him up, people will hate you. So Shield, I didn't put in the top 3, but I could definitely see her in some people's eyes being top 3 worthy, just because I saw BMcG's video on her, because he took her to rank 3, and she is just nuts. She's a good dual champion, good on both offense and defense, and I've seen her being able to solo Necropolis fights. So yeah, that goes to show you she is definitely worthy of rank 3. And Crossbones got that damage variety. Definitely people's eyes are now opened after the challenge, which is good. Killmonger and Cord, really good defenders if they're awakened. They have to be awakened though. Mantis, solid champion, very good dual champion. If you're lucky enough to get Moondragon out of your Gifted Guardians Crystal and you really like the champion, she's really solid on attack. Definitely the community got their eyes open after seeing her as a 7-star. So Blade, the reason he is highlighted in blue along with Luke Cage and Deadpool Red is just because they are going to be 7 stars. We know they're going to be 7 stars. If you look in game, and you click on unowned 7 stars, Blade, Red Deadpool, and Luke Cage will appear. I highlighted them in blue because we don't know how to get them yet. I believe Blade and Luke Cage are going to be in the Titan Crystal, and that Deadpool Red is just a complete mystery. So that's why I highlighted them in blue, because we will get them. We just don't know how. And yeah, Blade, with those 7-star stats, I think he will definitely become relevant into the contest again, especially if you get him awakened. The healing is just going to be ridiculous. Atuma. So Atuma, the reason he's low is because he is a good defender, but with people getting used to fighting him in Necropolis, because he's one of the earliest fights in his path, people are used to fighting him. I'm used to fighting him. I used to be scared of Atumas. I'm not scared anymore. So for that reason, he lost a lot of his defender prowess, in my opinion. Black Panther, Elsa Bloodstone, they're fun champions. I agree. Elsa is my second favorite champion in the game, but they're just both kind of underwhelming characters. And what did I just do? That's better. Sorry, Black Panther. Didn't mean to erase you from existence. Matt Masakre. So he's one of the 3 champions you can get from the Content Creator Community Challenge, and you can get him as a guaranteed 7-star from a selector. The reason I rank him so low is just because, aside from damage, he doesn't have a lot of utility. He's got nice block penetration, got some nice damage over time, but aside from that, he doesn't have much utility. Dominant Bishop, Onslaught, I mean, come on, you saw this coming. Especially with Onslaught, he is literally the best mutant in the game. Colossus, Danny, Havoc, Professor X, all really solid characters, really good mutant champions. Sauron, I think, is a bit underrated. I use mine quite a lot on attack, and he actually hits pretty hard. The 7-star stats are pretty good for Sauron, whereas before 7 stars, he was very underwhelming on attack. And then both Storms really solid. especially if you got them as a horseman. You know, Storm OG is really good at the buff. Storm X hits crazy hard, just like Sunspot, which, you know, Sunspot, I don't even think Sunspot needs the additional rank because he already hits like a rank 4. You know, you don't need him hitting, you don't need a rank a 7-star hitting like a rank 5 yet. So for that reason, I don't think Sunspot needs the additional rank. Dust, she is a pretty crazy defender. Haven't seen her too much on attack, so I couldn't rank her that highly. Emma Frost, Gambit, Namor, you know, they're all pretty outdated. Gambit's very underwhelming. I don't think Emma Frost is the defender she used to be. She gets countered by a lot of champions. You know, a lot of tech champions have armor breaks which counter her. Most cosmic champions that get released nowadays have armor break. Like, there are just so many champions that counter her. She is just not the defender she used to be. Namor, super outdated. If you want to use Namor, you gotta have Max Sig. And with him being an incursion crystal champion, that ain't gonna be happening for a while. And even then, it's just not worth it. He is super slow. He's easy to fight. Like, there's really nowhere in the game for Namor at this point. So he has time to shine back then, but not anymore. Platinum Pool. So Platinum Pool, you know, he's a bit of a gimme character. He's a bit of a fun character. If you're lucky enough to have a 7-star Platinum Pool, that's awesome. You know, Platinum Pool is a pretty fun character, pretty cool. But, you know, he's very RNG dependent. But, you know, like I said, he's better than Deadpool Red, who, like I said, we are going to be getting as a 7-star soon. Just don't know when. And for the love of God, please do not rank 3 Deadpool if you get him as a 7-star. He is not worth it. Like, he needs to be awakened. He needs to be high sig. And even then, he's still going to be underwhelming as shit. Like, what's the point of not being able to die if you can't kill anything as well? So it's just not worth it, and that's coming from a super Deadpool fan. It's like, oh, but I want to flex. It's like, but his PI so low, you won't be able to flex. People won't be able to see him on your profile. Next up, we got the tech class. So yeah, Shuri. I mean, I think everyone can agree Shuri is like one of the most sought after tech champions in the game, along with like Warlock as well. Warlock is always a character on people's tongues. Like, Warlock is just an insane robot, as we all know. If you need a robot champion, Warlock is often the guy. Shocker, he was in the Gifted Guardians Crystal. Unfortunately, I missed out on him. He's my favorite champion in the game, so, you know, I might be a little biased, but one cannot deny the power of Shocker. He's insane. There's a million different ways to play Shocker. Very underrated. If you don't think he belongs up here, you're sleeping on him hard. Hulkbuster is also a pretty good champion. I know a lot of people will rank him highly, like they'd probably put him up here in the top 3. I wouldn't. Iron Man's crazy after buff. One of the best buff. I really hope they do more buffs like him. And yeah, his damage is crazy. He can shut off a lot of mutant champions. Insane. Lady Deathstrike, really fun character, has a lot of damage. You do want her to be awakened, but her playstyle is not for everybody. She's the newest champion. Our new 7-star champion to my roster, and I have been enjoying her a lot. I'm actually debating rank 2ing her because I still have that 1-2 gem from Road to the Crypt. So, and also we're going to be getting some more 1-2 gems from Act 8. So I could be a little more lenient with my rank 2s, and she might join the roster, or well, join the ranks, I should say. Ultron, I actually forgot this guy was a 7-star, but yeah, if you got him from the Alliance raids, oh my god, you just got the lottery, because he is really solid. I really want to see what a rank 3 Ultron looks like. And yeah, just I can imagine the damage. Also, you got some nice utility, as all robots do. War Machine is very underrated. My friend has him at rank 1, and he lets me play him against Winter Soldier from time to time. And it's just like, the damage once you get like 2 armor breaks up there is insane. So I can't even imagine what a rank 2 War Machine hits like, let alone a rank 3. So I definitely think War Machine is very slept on to a lot of people, and I definitely think people need to open their eyes to War Machine, because yeah, after his buff, he was pretty nuts. And then everyone's favorite champion, Stark Spidey. I think we can all agree that, you know, in terms of you know, the community as a whole, you know, everyone loves Stark Spider-Man. He's, you know, very chill to play. Pretty much all the evades, special attacks. His damage is nuts. Pair him with Blade. That's like a third of your ramp done. Like, Stark Spidey. Oh, everyone loves Stark Spidey. I love Stark Spidey. When I do the Korean challenges, I'm going to be choosing Stark Spidey I'm still debating on whether or not I should double up on Stark Spidey because his Awakened ability is pretty good, but it's not needed. Captain Falcon, Iron Man Infinity War, and Mysterio, they're all really good. I won't even say really good defenders. They're not that great of defenders nowadays, and they're all pretty mid on attack. So they're all very underwhelming characters. Rocket is very underwhelming as well, though he just has no defensive prowess whatsoever. He's a little good on attack, like he's able to nuke people down because he's a glass cannon, but he doesn't have a lot of utility. Ironheart, when people saw her, it was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be nuts. But then we actually got our hands on her, and it's like, she's pretty underwhelming, so can't rank her that highly. Maybe as more people get their hands on her and we get to see more of her, maybe she'll rank higher, but as of right now, she is pretty mid. And dead last for the tech class, we got Civil Warrior, Kang, and Vision. These guys are all trophy champions. Do not argue that like any of them have any uses. They do not, unfortunately, which is sad because for Civil Warrior you have to spend like $100 or whatever to get him. So most people don't even have Civil Warrior. Kang and Vision are just trophy champions. Do not rank these guys up. All right, next up we got Cosmic class. So halfway done. Null, Maestro. These are the undisputed goods of the Cosmic class. I think we all understand that. Maestro, one of the best defenders in the game right now. And then as for this last spot, as you can see, I have Serpent and Gladiator both in red, and that's just because I could not figure out who I wanted to put in the top 3. I think both are, warrant that, top 3 spot, but I just personally didn't know who to choose. As you can see, I eventually went with Gladiator because after seeing Nagasi's video, he made me want to rank 3 my Gladiator, and I don't even have a Gladiator yet. And it also just came down to Serpent's more of a defender, Gladiator is more of an attacker. And my mindset personally is I rank attackers over defenders because I want to play a rank 3 champion. I don't want the AI to play a rank 3 champion, So that's what I rank Gladiator above Serpent, but most people would probably rank Serpent above Gladiator. But just after the buff, Gladiator was just so crazy. So I ended up putting him above Serpent. And then Warlock is also pretty crazy too. If you were lucky enough to get him out of the Gifted Guardians Crystal, I think he was definitely, the best character out of that crystal. He's a really solid champion. His damage is insane. The only thing that holds him back is I think he has a couple flaws in his kit, and you also need the AI to cooperate, which isn't always the case. Hyperion, I'm actually surprised we got him as a 7-star because he is just nuts. It was years before we got him as a, when 6 stars first became a thing. It was years before we got Hyperion as a 6-star, and I just didn't think we'd ever get him as a 7-star. And here we are, and he's probably one of the best, cosmic 7-stars you can get. Venom with the Venom Relic, he might even go up. He could probably even go up here. If you have a 6-star Venom Relic, Venom, put that shit on Venom. He is so good with the Venom Relic. He just turns into a whole different champ. Deathless King Groot, probably newest character. I believe he's the newest character in the game. People don't have him. I think only the CCP has him. And yeah, from what we see so far, he looks nuts. He just looks like a better version of King Groot. Plus, we have a guaranteed way to get him. We're gonna have a guaranteed way to awaken him, I believe, just like Guillotine Deathless. So that definitely gives him some bonus points. And yeah, once we get him awakened, he's also gonna have Regen on top of his already insane damage. So King Groot definitely deserves the spot up here. Alright, next up we got these guys, and I'm just going to group them all into one spot because they're all kind of similar. It's just that they all don't offer that much anymore. But could be worse. They could be like Thanos where you're just useless. No offensive prowess, no defensive prowess, no immunities, nothing. So yeah, could always be worse. It could be Thanos. Please do not rank up Thanos. I mean, Juggernaut just speaks for itself. Juggernaut and Kushala all just speak for themselves. I mean, they're just nukes. Kushala and Juggernaut just literally nuke fights down in 20 seconds. They are nuts. But regarding this last spot, we have Sasquatch here, but I almost gave it to Werewolf by Night. I think it's important to note that I do think Werewolf by Night will be the future of this game. But as of right now, I think Sasquatch is just going to be a brick wall for a long enough period of time where he could warrant a rank 3. Chavez and Diablo, I mean, dude, their buffs have been crazy. I see America Chavez being used everywhere. Guillotine Deathless, very underwhelming champion, but I do think it's important to note that we will be needing all the Deathless champions to get a final Deathless champion, which I believe is going to be Thanos. And yeah, you just want all your Deathless champions ranked up, so I think it was important to not have her down here, and to have her at least in the middle tier. So White Tiger. So White Tiger is a fairly new character, very fun to play, can do a whole lot, can deal with a ton of annoying matchups. Aside from just those specific matchups, she's not good. Like, she doesn't really hard counter a lot of other champions. It's really just like a lot of annoying cosmic champions, which is good. It's always good to have, like, you know, really good cosmic slayer, especially if you're going up against like Gores and Hulklings. Like, White Tiger is really good at dealing with those champions. Just like, she's not good at dealing with any other ones like the best, you know. So I didn't want to rank her too high. Destroyer. I think Destroyer looks very promising. He's the newest champion. Like, we haven't seen too much of Destroyer, but from what I've seen so far, he looks very, very, very good. Very promising. I think we just need more time with him. Wong. So Wong, most people probably put him up here. I personally disagree. I think when Wong first came out, you know, he didn't have a place in the game because, you know, Abyss of Legends have been out for years, so people already did that. You don't need a Wong anymore. But when Necropolis first came out, all of a sudden Wong started getting some playtime. But now that Necropolis has been out for a while, I don't see a need for Wong anymore. Kind of like how when he first got released. So I definitely think Wong's place in this game, you know, or he doesn't have a place in this game anymore. And then Kindred, Mangog, and Mordo, they're all really strong or actually, I wouldn't say they're really strong defenders. Kindred is a really strong defender. Mangog's okay. Mordo, he is not a good defender anymore. I think we all learned how to play Mordo, or play against Mordo. The AI is so passive that you could probably use a heavy attack to break his block and destroy that power gain anyway. So Mordo, probably one of the worst 7-stars you can get. Wiccan is a bit overrated in my opinion. I feel like there's a lot of champions that do what he does, but better. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for my Wiccan take, but you know, that's just calling it how it is. Don't see him too much anymore. So alrighty, so we got Hulk, Spider-Ham, and Titania for the goated science class. And yeah, I think all three of them just kind of speak for themselves. Like, keep your eye on Spider-Ham, especially now that we're going to get probably a bunch of new rank 3 Spider-Hams. Like, yeah, you're just going to see Spider-Hams everywhere now, I feel. So Silk is one that I know people are going to probably be like, oh, she belongs to top 3. I don't know. I just feel like these 3 are better. Though I can't deny that she is a really, really good science champion. You know, she was the first rank 3 champion in the game, chosen by Fintech, who is one of the best players in the game. So you definitely want to give Silk the shout as a potential top 3 to some people. Just, I think generally these 3 are better than her. I feel like Morbius, like, the hype for Morbius peaked at his release, and ever since then it kind of died down a bit, but he's still a pretty solid champion. Photon, one of the best defenders in the game. I feel like people have gotten used to fighting her nowadays. She's got a couple counters in the game, but you do need a counter. And like I said, she's one of the best defenders of the game still, so definitely gotta give her a shout. Captain Beardo, he's just super outdated. Like, you need him to be at SIG 200 to do what most science champs can do nowadays. Spider-Man Classic. So yeah, Spider-Man Classic, I do think he can shine. I think he has a nice damage output, but he doesn't have any utility and any immunities as well. And then last up, I put Void. Now, I could make a whole video, a whole 15-minute rant about how Void is one of the worst champions in the game right now. I guess just to summarize, Void is so slow, he's not good on defense, he's RNG dependent. Like, the utility he offers, almost all science champions offer it nowadays. Also, all science champions can offer that with the Mr. Fantastic pre-fights, and there's no RNG needed. You just select the petrifies, and boom, you suddenly you have all the utility Void has to offer with just one little press of the button. Plus, on top of that, you have the Despair Mastery to reduce regeneration. Like, I'm sorry, Void has just not been meta, or just not been useful in this game for so long. He needs to be awakened. He needs to be high SIG. So with that being said, that's why I say Void is in, you know, the bottom tier. I think he's one of the worst 7-stars in the game because of, like, you know, he needs to be awakened. He's RNG dependent. He's slow. He's not good on defense. Like, yeah, I don't see why people think Void is so good. He just isn't. And you know, he's a cool looking champion. He's just not good though. Well, with that, guys, I hope this video has helped you make a decision on who to rank 3, and I wish you all the best of luck when it comes to completing and exploring Act 8 in a couple days. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Good luck, and goodbye.